Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third episode of Geo Games Daily. Let's jump right in. So, we're going to start off with the Worldle as always, and this is pretty difficult. If I was going to say this looks like a landlocked country, but actually, I'm starting to think that these might potentially be. Oh, yeah, these might potentially be islands surrounding maybe the east and south. Islands, if not islands, then they might be exclaves, but I'm not sure what country would look like this and have these kinds of exclaves. Um, right off the bat, I feel like a reasonable guess would be Cambodia. Let's see. It is not Cambodia. It is not close to Cambodia. We're dealing with something basically on the other side of the world from Cambodia. So this could be in the Caribbean, maybe. Doesn't look like any South American country that I'm aware of. Maybe Ecuador, but I would guess that we will need to look somewhere in the Caribbean for this. Perhaps, and it looks like it's maybe one large island with a couple of other much smaller islands around it. So it's not going to be the Bahamas. It's not going to be something like St. Kitts and Nevis or Sao Tome and Principe. I know that's not in the Caribbean, but I might guess Dominica. And we'll see. Okay, we are looking at something much further south. This could be one of those Antarctic circle kind of islands that are not technically a country. So that's the thing about Worldle is it does include territories that are not considered countries by the UN. So let's see what happens if we say south. I don't think it will be South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands, but we could give it a try. Okay, we're significantly farther north than South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. I'm trying to think where this could be. I mean, it might be Mauritius, but I wouldn't think that Mauritius would be that far east of or west of Cambodia unless you're going like all the way around the world. This is a genuinely puzzling one to me. Maybe it's in Oceania, but if so, I don't understand why they would say it's so much further west than Cambodia. Let's give Mauritius a try and see what happens. Okay, so this looks like it is going to be in the vicinity of like Argentina. I don't think it's the Falkland Islands. It doesn't look like the Falkland Islands to me. This is genuinely very confusing. I don't think this is Christmas Island. I don't think this is. Maybe it's the French Southern Territories. At this point, I don't think I'm going to get this question right. This is baffling. It's not the Falkland Islands, but that's really all I can think to. St. Helena, Ascension, and Trinidad. Interesting. Very interesting. British Overseas Territories. So they are not even close to each other. This is Trinidad Day. Wow, interesting. Excuse me, Tristan da Cunha. Wow. Very, very far south. There's no way I would have ever gotten this. But fascinating. I guess we can play the bonus rounds. So one of these has to be South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. One of these has to be French Southern Territories, maybe? Nope. Maybe Christmas Island? Wow, these island countries are hard. Very interesting. Wow, this is a very difficult one. I don't honestly know what these could be. So I'm going to click give up and see what happens. Bouvet Island. Oh, and this is Sao Tome and Principe, but that is nowhere close. Sao Tome and Principe is like here. I guess it's technically somewhat close to the Northern Islands here, but that's a very strange one to me. I think we saw on the on the Wikipedia page that the capital here is Jamestown. Funny because it's also there was famously a early British colony in Virginia called Jamestown. What is the flag? It's got to be one of these British Empire flags. I'm going to go with interesting. So, Bouvet Island just has the Norwegian flag. That's funny. Look at these population estimates. That is so funny. Over 2,000. 6,000 people live down here at the bottom of the world, apparently. Wow. Interesting. And they've got to use the pound, right? Very small. 394 square kilometers. Not that I know what that means, but very interesting. We are going to go to the global next. And now the global is not going to recognize that previous country because I don't think global recognizes non-UN territories. So we're just going to say Sao Tome and Principe as our first guess. We are 5,300 kilometers away. So I feel like that could really be anywhere along the North African coastline. I think we might still be in Africa. I think we're still going to be in Africa. Let's try Tunisia. Tunisia is warmer. Not that warm, though. Maybe. What if we try Spain? Spain is warmer. But it's not that much warmer, which means that it should be about equidistant from Spain and Tunisia. So it'll probably be somewhere here, like maybe Mauritania. Or something up here, like maybe Switzerland. Or Liechtenstein. I like Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is warmer. 560 kilometers. And it's close to Spain, too. Could it be Belgium? Maybe it's Belgium. Belgium is cooler. It's closer to Belgium than it is to Spain, though. So it's probably not. It's not Monaco. It's not Andorra. Where's Monaco? up here. So it might be like the Czech Republic, Czechia. Czechia is adjacent to the answer. I guess that is only 5,000 kilometers from Sao Tome and Principe. It's interesting. So it's not gonna be it's not gonna be Austria, because Austria borders Liechtenstein. It's not gonna be Switzerland. It is not going to be Germany. Maybe it is Slovakia. Wow, the mystery country is Slovakia. And when I try to think of the capital of Slovakia, I don't know the capital of Slovakia, which means let's look it up. Because the capital of Czechia is Prague. The Slovak Republic. Capital is Bratislava, of course. So let's start in Bratislava. Okay, we are not close. 13,000 kilometers away. So we could be looking at Argentina. We could be looking at like Australia. This might be a good guess. What if we say Canberra? Canberra is warmer. Not that much warmer though. Okay, so we're getting warmer coming down here. We're still not that warm. It's not going to be South America. I think that's too far. So it's probably somewhere in Oceania, which is going to make things a lot harder because I don't know really any of the capitals in Oceania. So what happens if I say Auckland? Auckland is not New Zealand's primary capital. Wellington? Wellington is cooler. That could just be because it's so far south, though. So if I had to guess, I would say it's probably, it looks like the warmest point on this line is like here. So it's probably something up here. Maybe it is Fiji. I don't know what the capital of Fiji is. Tuvalu is. Okay. I was hoping it was one of those Djibouti situations where the name of the country is also the name of the capital. Maybe it's an atoll of some kind. I'm not going to get this. We might be forced to cheat here. Let's see what the capital of Kiribati is. The Republic of Kiribati, island in Micronesia, Tarawa Atoll. I believe that was where the Battle of Tarawa was fought in World War II. Gilbertese, because it's part of the Gilbert Island chain. And what is the capital? Tarawa. Let's say Tarawa. Tarawa is much warmer. Oh, but this is the problem. I don't know any of these capitals. So we're just going to have to keep guessing. What's the capital of Palau? Palau. I don't think it's going to be Palau. That's too far to the west, but I already said it, so I have to guess it now. How do you pronounce this word? Ngerulmund. That's definitely wrong. But we're going to see what happens. Okay, that's cooler. Okay, but we get some more information. It's definitely either somewhere here. Is not going to be Papua New Guinea. Or more likely, it's somewhere further north. Which, when I think about what is... oh, it could be the Solomon Islands. Maybe it's the Solomon Islands. I like that. I like the Solomon Islands as a guess. It's the capital. Honiara. Which I would not have known. Honiara is warmer. But Tarawa is still closest, which means it's going to be somewhere to the north. Maybe we're looking at Nauru. This is going to be extremely embarrassing if I just have to guess every single Pacific Island country I know. Yaren. It's a district of the island. Let's see what happens. Yaren is warmer. Okay, at this point, we kind of just got to go down the list of all the Pacific Island countries I know. Vanuatu. Port Vila. This is embarrassing, guys. I am not going to get this. Maybe it is the Federated States of Micronesia. Because it needs to be something north. Palikir. The mystery capital is Palikir, capital of the Federated States of Micronesia, which incidentally is one of 3 countries in the world that has a compact of free association with the United States of America, meaning that citizens can live there and work there without a visa, which is pretty cool. Compact of Free Association, 1986. Were they previously a territory? I guess previously they were a territory of the United States. Interesting. Wow, that was terrible. But now we are going to play the WhenTaken. Okay. This looks like a cathedral in Europe, obviously. Looks like there's some restoration work going on. The stone is so much blacker over here. This does not look like the Notre Dame to me. This does not look like any of the cathedrals I've ever been to. But it could be this. Would they put a royal crest on a cathedral? Is that sacrilegious? Can't tell what language this sign is in. Denka Lift. Rothlesner. Okay, this has to be Germany. Or a German-speaking country. Maybe it's Austria. That would make sense with the Imperial Eagle. Maybe this is Aachen or Munich. I'm not sure which German cities were spared from aerial bombardment during the war. Maybe it's Vienna. No, this looks too German to me. I feel like it's somewhere in Germany. Maybe it's Munich. Munich's far enough south that maybe it survived. I think Munich is probably a pretty good bet. And we're going to have to look for cathedrals in Munich. Some museums. Beer halls. an Apple store. Munich, where are your cathedrals? This is Europe. I thought you were required to have cathedrals around. Apparently not. This looks like it could be the old city. The Munich Cathedral. That doesn't look right. This does not look right to me, but at this point I don't think I'm going to do much better. I don't know where else in Germany they have intact cathedrals. Maybe up in... Maybe it's Vienna. We could look in Vienna. See if they have any obvious looking cathedrals over here. Stephansdom. We're not going to get a nice little visualization like we did with the other one. No, I'm going to stick with my guess. This looks like a German cathedral to me. And let's try and guess the year. This looks pretty recent. The camera quality is reasonably high. I'm going to guess mid to late 2010s. Maybe like 2017. Let's give it a guess. Okay, never mind. This is Prague. Prague in 2014. So, not terrible. 187 out of 200. Okay, this one looks significantly harder. The clothing, this guy looks like he's wearing a top hat. This looks like England to me. Like, I'm getting Downton Abbey vibes. And this is very old. This could be from the 1800s, actually. Could this be a picture from the 1890s? It looks like some kind of abbey or manor house in England. And it looks like... Yeah, so for year, I'm going to guess like 1899. And maybe later. It's just it almost looks like an engraving. It doesn't even really look like a photograph. And with the top hat, I feel like it's like late Victorian. And where on earth would this be? Where do the rich people live? I mean, obviously London. Royal Tunbridge Wells. This sounds like a fancy area. This looks like a manor house to me, so I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere pretty rural. I'm going to guess it's like somewhere south of London. This is probably a terrible guess, but we're going to see. 1865 in Boston. Good God. Okay. Is this even a photograph? Is this a daguerreotype or whatever they called ancient photographs? Interesting. Okay, what do we have here? So this is a marching band or a military brass band. Looks kind of 80s to me. Yeah, this guy's hair. I mean, maybe it's back now, but yeah, the fashion, the hairstyles. This looks like the 80s. This looks like it could be a communist country of some kind. Although this, I don't know why, but looks somewhat Danish to me, almost. Maybe this is like East Germany. It's hard to tell. I really don't know. This man looks very unhappy. I'm gonna guess this is like... I'm gonna guess this is like Copenhagen, like 1983 or something. Do they have a statue marker somewhere? It's an old fort. That's kind of cool. I've never been to Copenhagen. I would love to go sometime. I'm just gonna guess. We're just gonna have to put down a pin and guess, because I honestly don't know. Copenhagen, 1983. New Zealand again! Wow, New Zealand has been really getting me lately. There was one a couple days ago that was in New Zealand that looked to me like it was in like Spain or like somewhere in the United States. Interesting. 0 out of 100 for location. Okay, we're not doing too hot. Okay, this looks like a military parade. This could be World War I. This looks Cyrillic to me. So this could be somewhere in Russia. It could be Russia. It could be Hungary. It could be... Yeah, this could be like the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Or this could be Russia. But Russia was super under... Russia and Austria-Hungary were both super underdeveloped at this time. So, if it is Russia, it would be probably St. Petersburg. But it doesn't look that cold, to be honest. The clothing looks pretty standard. The Cyrillic is throwing me off, because if it wasn't for the Cyrillic, I would say like France or something. Look, yeah, they have electric poles, telephone poles, horse-drawn cars, some early trucks. This is a tricky one. What does this say? Oh, you can't read it. These pictures are too low res to read the script. Yeah, I mean, where could this be? This could be St. Petersburg. This could be like Prague, maybe, again. They probably wouldn't do Prague twice in one episode. Kid's got a bike. We got columns of troops marching. This looks like it's like 1916 to me. But where? Oh, what does this say? Number 4. That's not super helpful. I wish I could make out more of the text on the image. Wow. If this is like Western Europe somewhere, then this Cyrillic text has really thrown me off. Because right now I'm inclined to say like maybe it's Poland. You know what? I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say I'm going to say somewhere on like a main street in St. Petersburg in 1916. Okay, it is in Kyiv. This is Kyiv, right? Yeah. Kyiv in 1920. So this is during the Russian Civil War. No, Polish-Ukrainian victory parade after the city was liberated from the Bolsheviks. Yes, so it is the Russian Civil War in Kyiv. So I guess we didn't do too poorly here, but not great. Something political prisoners. This almost looks like Save Yasin Malik. Is this Pakistan? Wake up, United Nations. Okay, this is English script. Maybe this is Bangladesh. Kashmir. Kashmir. So this is India. This is a Sikh movement, Sikh separatist movement in Kashmir, Balochistan. Yeah. This looks like Kashmir, and I'm going to say this is the early 2010s, maybe. Yeah, that's my guess. Okay. Let's see. Jammu and Kashmir. So my guess is this would be in Jammu, if that's the main city or a major city. Although I just don't know if they would have signs in English. I mean, maybe if they're trying to get the attention of the United Nations and the international press. But this looks... It's not on an expressway. That's like a highway. Looks like maybe it could be like here. I don't know how this is gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna say Jammu in like 2012. That's my guess. 2023 in London. That makes a lot of sense. But it is about Jammu and Kashmir, which makes sense because, I mean, a lot of the organizing for Balochistan has to be done by the diaspora communities in Canada and Britain and the United States. Recently, India has gotten in trouble for trying to assassinate Sikh separatists in other nations. It's called transnational repression. But interesting. 559 out of 1,000. Not as good as we did yesterday, but respectable, I suppose. All right, thank you for watching, and today's games were a little bit harder, but hopefully you learned something, and I know I did. All right, have a good day. Bye.